This week we've got 2 dinners and a dessert. Let's do it. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to be having some fish stew tonight. Mandy's not feeling well, so I'm in charge of dinner.
I know, right?
So we're going to use some of the remaining fish, the cod fillets that we had the other day.
I didn't know that he was wanting to film this. He was all excited about filming, and I was like, oh, okay, let's do it. So, fish stew a la Steven. Thank you very much.
That's right. It's going to be super simple.
Yeah.
I mean, the only chopping we have to do is chop up the shallot.
Yeah.
And then we're going to chop these into smaller pieces, the fish fillets into smaller pieces.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, we'll probably chop these potatoes up too.
Oh, yeah.
Into smaller pieces.
Maybe quarter those.
Yeah, but I mean, there's only a few of these, so not that big of a deal.
All right. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Being stubborn.
We know all about stubbornness around here, don't we?
That's right.
So this stew is definitely going to remind me of one of my favorite stews at the fish camp, which is catfish stew. Obviously ours is cod stew, but it's going to be very similar.
All right, we're just chopping up our fish fillets here into
bite-sized pieces.
Well, not really bite-sized, really smaller than bite-sized if you think about it.
Yeah, true.
Just really chopping it up small.
It's going to be so good, y'all.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
And these, as they cook, they'll obviously get flaky. And
oh, yeah.
It'll break apart and it'll really, you know, thicken up the stew a little bit.
Yeah,
I love the little bites of fish in the stew.
Yes.
It'll be really good.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go over to the stove?
I think we're ready. Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to go. The butter in first. Here we go.
So we got like 3 tablespoons of butter. We're just going to let that melt down.
Let it melt down. There's something about butter. I just love to watch it melt down in the pot.
I know.
It's
fun. So this is heating to about medium high. We're going to let that melt down before we move on. In the butter, we've got shallots going in, our garlic.
A few pieces of potato there, but it's all going in anyway.
Yeah, so it's all going in at the same time. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw in the potato as well. Throw those potatoes in. We're just going to cook these for like 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll add our next step in.
I just want to jump in there and swim.
He is throwing in about a teaspoon of kosher salt. So if you have just regular salt, you're going to do about a half a teaspoon of salt.
We measured this out because we had some kosher salt that we poured into there instead of using the...
Right.
But well, we're going to crack some pepper in here.
That's right.
Because I like that freshly ground pepper.
Yes.
I just like hearing the crack of this too whenever you're grinding it up. Just something about the sound of that. It's just so satisfying.
It is. Okay, this has been cooking for a couple of minutes. Now he's going to sprinkle in some flour.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to coat it and cook it for a couple more minutes until the flour is no longer raw. This is going to help thicken up the stew as it's cooking. This is 2 tablespoons of flour. Got some chicken broth. We're going to do about a cup. And he's just going to whisk all of that together, making sure there's no lumps. Like, you don't want any of the flour to clump up, but it looks really good.
Oh, it's ready now.
Okay.
Look at that.
Now we're just going to add in our milk and our half and half. So he's got a cup of milk, or a cup of half and half, and a cup and a quarter of milk.
That's half and half.
Yeah.
It don't matter. They're both in there.
Yep. And then we're going to add in some corn as well. We've just got frozen corn, so it's going to cool it down. It's going to take it a little while to come back up to temperature. We didn't measure the corn. We just measured with love on that one. Just threw some corn in there.
Yeah.
We're going to let that come up to temperature and let it simmer for a good 5 minutes just to soften the potatoes the rest of the way. Alright, it's been like 5 minutes. This has come up to a good simmer, and now it's time to add in our fish. So this should only take 2 or 3 minutes to cook this fish through since it's simmering so well. We'll check it to make sure, but fish does not take long to cook anyway. Ma'am, you got an itch? You got an itch? What are you doing?
Just gonna put a lid on this and turn the heat down to low and let it simmer for a little while, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, and it's not gonna take long. As Cole would say, not gonna take long.
Not gonna take long.
when he was 4 or so. He used to say that all the time.
Yesterday when he was just 4 years old?
Yesterday when I was just 4 years old. That's how he used to say it. It was so cute. But anyway, if he thought something was going to take a long time, he would reassure himself by saying, it's not going to take long.
It's not going to take long.
She said, I know you people got fish. I know y'all got fish.
Speak up, we can't hear you.
That's just a microphone, babe.
Speak up.
Hello.
Let's take a peek. Oh man, look at how creamy that is.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Steven, that is going to be delicious.
my gosh.
It should be about done.
Yeah, we're gonna check, make sure potatoes are good to go, and then we're gonna be eating here soon.
Put it in a little bowl cozy
Oh yeah.
because we're going to eat this on the couch. And we've got some crackers here that we can put in our stew too. We'll grab us some spoons.
Will do. Wow.
Oh my goodness, y'all.
Let's do a quick taste test here, and then we'll be off to the races. It's gonna be one of those warm my soul soups or stews. That is really, really amazing. Oh man, it's so creamy and smooth. The flavors are
So
simple, rustic.
for people who
Fish
don't
stew.
love like a really strong fishy taste,
Right.
cod is a good one to use because
Yes.
it doesn't have a really strong fishy taste.
Exactly. Beautiful. I mean, this is like way better than fish camp stuff we've ever had.
Okay. I mean, it looks better. It's definitely
Oh,
thicker
it's-
and creamier.
It's way better.
Yeah.
It's way better. This is really, really good. Nice little chunks there of the cod. And the cod kind of flaked apart good.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the chunks in there.
Yep.
It's kind of getting mixed in with the potatoes, but it's there.
Yeah.
And it's flaked apart really good. Oh, man, the flavor.
All right. Well, no cod went to waste at our house. That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to go sit on the couch and turn on the fire and enjoy our dinner. This is hands down one of the best stews, chowder, whatever you want to call it, I have ever put in my mouth. This is delicious.
Absolutely amazing.
Home run, babe.
Minimal ingredients.
I know.
I mean, in terms of ingredients, it's pretty basic, but the flavors.
Oh my goodness, there's nothing basic about these flavors.
it's just.
It is over the top delicious, y'all. Please make this. Even if if you don't love fish, like you're kind of picky about fish, there's not a fishy taste. Cod is very mild. If you were to do this with like salmon or something, it would be a stronger taste. But this cod, this is perfect. For our next recipe, I'm kind of making this one up as I go. I've seen recipes similar to this, and I love potatoes au gratin. So we're just going to kind of bulk that up tonight and add some meat to it and make that our main dish for the night. We're just going to call this sausage and potato casserole. And then later I'm going to be making some cookies. I'm very excited to share that with you. That is actually our Subbie supper. It's going to be a Subbie dessert this week. They sound really good and very easy because we all know Mandy can't really bake. Are you just ever not in the mood to chop? That's me tonight. So I'm going to use my handy dandy chopper. I've had this thing for years and years, y'all. They have a newer version out and available. It's always linked in my Amazon store. I have the original version linked, I believe, and the newer version. The newer version seems pretty cool. That made it a lot quicker and a lot easier. Moving on. So we're just gonna go over to the stove and cook up this pound of sausage along with those onions that I just diced. Okay, in my cast iron skillet, I'm gonna add a pound of sausage. Hi. Hi. Let's try that again. I got you propped up over here. Okay, that was fun. Now while this is browning, I'm gonna add in our onion as well. I mean, seriously. Okay, I give up. White flag, waving it. I give up. While that is cooking, I am going to preheat my oven to 350. Okay, this is done. I'm just gonna drain this over here on a paper towel lined plate and just set it to the side for now while we go and get everything else ready. We're gonna prep the liquid portion. So I've got a can of cream of mushroom soup. And because we like to add a little extra flavor to ours and a little extra spice, I'm gonna add in a small can, what is this, 4 ounces I think? Yeah, 4 ounces of diced green chilies. Stir that around. Let's add in some milk. Got about 3/4 a cup here. And then you can season it how you would like. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper. A little bit of garlic powder, maybe like a teaspoon or so. And just for a little extra kick, I'm gonna wait on that to stop beeping. I'm gonna add some chipotle chili powder. Let's set this to the side. So I grated my cheese earlier using my cheese grater. I'm also gonna use it to slice my potatoes. It's got this attachment as well. I didn't wash it off because it doesn't really matter. The cheese and the potatoes are going in the same thing, so there's still some cheese in here, does not matter. So I'm gonna peel my russet potato. You're gonna want around 3 cups of sliced potatoes. Do y'all do that? If there's a bad spot, you just keep doing that until the bad spot pretty much goes away. So this glass bowl is a 3-cup measure. It's from Pampered Chef. I love these bowls. So I will know I have enough when I fill this up. I'm gonna pop my potato there. Where is the stopper? There it is. Gracie sees that I'm cranking this and she thinks that means this is cheese. Wow, I only need probably 1 more potato and we should be good. And I'm waiting to do this portion now because I didn't want my potatoes to turn brown. You gotta work quickly when you're working with potatoes that are being peeled and cut. Gracie, I have some cheese reserved for you. Hang on. Okay, let me rinse this off. Watch out, baby. You've got to move, babe. Move. Sometimes this thing gets into a, like it won't continue to cut, so you have to turn it over. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it gets stuck to where it doesn't keep cutting. It just, you have to turn it around to kind of get it started again. And this potato is quite large, so that might be the problem too. But we're almost there. We almost have enough anyway. Lou, honey. No. All right, let's finish this potato up and then we're gonna have enough. Do you see the cat? You see the cat. Gracie Lou. You just wanted to be on camera? Now you're gonna stand up over here? Yeah. You think this is for you? Yeah. What else you wanna tell him? Tell him, say, Mom has yet to give me any cheese. I boycott this whole thing. Okay, let's layer this. I just sprayed it with a little bit of olive oil spray. We're gonna put about half of our potatoes on the bottom. This is like a 2-quart, like an 8x8 dish. There we go. Now let's put some sausage over top of that. We'll do like half of our sausage. I've got about 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese that I did shred a little earlier. And put some of that right here on top. We'll save the other half for the top at the end. And we'll pour half of our mixture over top and repeat those layers. We're gonna skip the cheese for now. We'll put the cheese on maybe the last 5 minutes of baking on the top. We are gonna cover this really well before it goes into the oven because you wanna keep that moisture in to cook those potatoes thoroughly. You don't want it to dry out. Okay, this is going in a 350-degree oven for about an hour. We will check on it at an hour and make sure it's done. And then at that point, we'll take the aluminum foil off and then put our cheese on for the last few minutes. To go with our dinner tonight, I'm gonna make some Brussels sprouts. I've made them this way before on my channel. I bought these Brussels sprouts, was gonna use them at the end of last week, and I forgot to, and before they go bad, we need to eat them. So I'm gonna make these. I will link this recipe below. I have it on my website, mandyinthemaking.com, since I've made them before. So I'm not gonna show me making them here tonight, but if you want the recipe, check it out. Okay, it's been an hour. I'm going to make sure that our potatoes are ready. I'm gonna reach down in here and just grab one and taste it before I throw our cheese on top. It is time. That is perfect. So I've still got about a cup of cheese that's been in the fridge for the last hour. We're just gonna coat the top with the cheese. I'm gonna leave one little sprig of cheese out for Gracie's sprig. No, I don't think it's a sprig, but you know what I'm talking about. Because she'll never forgive me, and neither will y'all, if I don't give her a piece of cheese. And this is going back in for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, just until the cheese has melted on top. And then it's gonna be time to eat. She said, did someone say cheese? Come on, hold on. Let's go over here. Yeah. I know, we're so excited. There you go. Happy girl. That's all. Really quickly, I just wanted to thank Sandy on camera for sending me these beautiful pot holders that she made. She sent me the sweetest letter along with these pot holders. Your thank you card is in the mail, Sandy, if you haven't received it yet. But y'all, she was diagnosed with bilateral breast cancer last year. And she's been through several rounds of chemo. She ended up in the hospital several times. So if y'all could just say a prayer for Sandy. So thank you very much, Sandy. I really appreciate it. And I am praying for you. And I just wanted you to know that your letter just totally made my day, made my whole week. I can't stop thinking about you. Are you so excited?
I am excited. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I know, you've been working. He's been working late today also. He has no clue.
That looks like some potatoes, sausage, peppers, maybe some onion in there.
Uh-huh.
And some cheese. Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you just playing?
No. That is good.
Yeah?
Wow. Cheesy, creamy. Lots of good flavor. Definitely get the onions and peppers and stuff in there. The sausage. Yes.
So I did good. Ma'am.
Wow.
I'm going to pat myself on the back. You going to pat me on the back too? Thanks, baby. Gracie's patting me on the leg. Thanks.
Yeah. You deserve a round of applause.
I done good.
You did.
All right, I'm going to dig in so I can taste it. Look, he brought this in here because you just know. You know how he is. He brought that in here. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm excited. Y'all, this is yummy. Steven just gave me a high compliment. What did you say?
It's a go-back meal.
That means he's going to go back for seconds.
That's right.
It's a go-back meal, y'all. Y'all need to make it. I mean, doctor it up, make it whatever you want, but that green chili's in there and just adding that little bit of the chipotle chili powder in there. Okay, we're waiting.
Don't you dare put no cream cheese in that. Put whatever you want to in there, just don't put none of that. Okay?
I love him. Occasionally, I will choose a dessert as our Subbie Supper segment. So tonight's Subbie dessert comes from Susan. So Subbie just stands for subscriber. So if you have a favorite dish that your family loves and you're a subscriber of this channel and you would like to be featured on this segment, feel free to go down to the description box. I have a link there to a Google form where you can submit your recipe. You give me all the ingredients, how to make it, all that good stuff. And then if I choose your recipe, it will be featured here on this segment. Susan sent in these cookies and she just said as the title of this recipe, I've been told these are the best cookies ever. So we're gonna call them Susan's Amazing Cookies. Susan didn't tell me too much about herself. She just said that all of her friends and family really love these cookies and tell her they are the best. She said that she's been told multiple times that they are better than Tim Hortons cookies. And y'all, is it bad that I don't know what Tim Hortons cookies are? I should have probably looked that up. But she's been told these are better than those. So she said she's tried some of my recipes in the past and she really loves to watch my videos here on YouTube, and she wished me a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So I'm just gonna pass that on to y'all and let's get started. For this recipe, we need a whole stick of butter or a half a cup of butter. I'm going to throw this in the microwave. Well, I'm gonna sit it in the microwave. I'm not gonna throw it. And we're just gonna soften this up. Okay, here in this smaller bowl, I'm gonna mix our dry ingredients first. We need a cup of all-purpose flour, a cup of dark brown sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder. Let's just mix all of that together. Okay, let's set that to the side. Now in this larger bowl, we're gonna add 1 egg. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on. Cooperate. Do you see this? It's just like dangling. Okay, fine. It says we need a tablespoon of vanilla extract. That's a lot of vanilla extract. I'm kind of excited though. Pretty much all I had left. Our half a cup of butter that's softened. And then we need 1 cup of peanut butter, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix this first. So let's talk about it in the comments. What brand of peanut butter are you loyal to? Or are you loyal to a brand? I have Peter Pan right here. It is not my favorite. I am a Jif girl 100%. I can tell a difference. But I don't know if y'all remember, there was a recall on Jif peanut butter a while back. Even though my particular thing was not affected by it, we ran out of peanut butter right at that particular time. So when I went to the store, there was no Jif to be found. So I had to get Peter Pan, and it has not been my favorite. So let me know, Jif, Peter Pan, or otherwise. Now let's mix this in. Now to our wet ingredients, we're gonna add in our dry ingredients that we've already mixed. So I'm gonna put in some of them now, maybe half. Mix that together. Steven's in here now. What is so funny?
I just like watching you work. That's kind of funny.
He is so rude.
You just in here just just getting after it.
Oh my goodness. Find a good comment.
Find a good one.
You find some good comments while I
Hey, here's one.
Oh gosh.
It says, "You have the best husband ever."
It really does say that, y'all. Screenshot that and send it to me. First of all, heart it.
Is that L Musser?
L Musser 9419.
Yeah, screenshotting that.
You
Take a
have
picture of that joker.
You better have the best husband ever. It legit says that as soon as he opened it up. You know what I forgot to do? Preheat the oven. Preheat your oven to 350. The next portion is I'm gonna make sure that these are the right texture. So I'm just gonna read what she said. After you mix it, make sure it doesn't stick to your hands. If so, add a tablespoon of flour or brown sugar until you get the right texture. So it reminds me of when my Nana would cook and I would ask her, or she would bake really, when she would make her biscuits especially. I'd say, Nana, how much of that do you add in? Well, honey, till it feels right. To a non-baker, especially back then, I was like, well, what feels right? But I think I know what she's talking about. You just don't want like sticky hands, but you don't want it super dry either. You know. So I did take off my wedding ring. I feel like this is a pretty good texture actually. I just stuck my hands all in it and I have a tiny bit like right there. So I've got my baking sheet here, or my cookie sheet here. She said roll these into balls. Just so that they're even, I'm going to use my cookie scooper, or whatever this is. I guess it's a cookie scooper. Y'all, it doesn't get much easier than this, coming from the girl who can't really bake. They smell delicious. All that peanut butter and jelly time. Do y'all remember? Okay, there was a song. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. First, you take the peanuts and you crush them. You crush them. You crush them. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 15. We're definitely, I don't know if you can tell, I've still got a good bit. So after this batch comes out, we will put another batch in. Now we need to get a fork and do the crisscross thing. You know what I'm talking about? Just like that. These are going in the oven at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. These just came out of the oven, y'all. They smell so good. I cannot wait to taste them. But we're gonna let these cool here on the cookie sheet for just a few minutes before I transfer them to a wire rack, and then I'll bake the other batch. And while the other batch is baking, we'll do a taste test.
It's very soft.
It is.
So I'm just gonna see that. See it kind of slowly just breaks.
They've been cooling for about 5 minutes. He's just gonna try it without me.
Peanut buttery. Yumminess. Wow. It's like warm, buttery, a little bit of crumbly. It's like crumbly.
But not crunchy.
But not crunchy. The softest cookie ever.
Oh my stars.
You can see like on the bottom,
It's got a little bit of a crust.
a little bit of crust,
Yeah.
but it's not like crunchy. Watch it just come apart. Oh yeah, it just comes apart.
These are amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's really good.
I'm not a huge peanut butter cookie fan. Usually.
That's right. Nobody's perfect.
Because normally, well, a lot of the ones that I've tried, they can be more crumbly and crunchy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a crunchy cookie fan. That's just not my vibe. I want soft. Something soft and good.
Yeah, this is soft.
Oh, good. Who?
Yeah. Like when you see the bottom, you think it's gonna be a little crust. It ain't too crusty, crispy.
Debbie M said that she woke with a stink bug in bed with her. I don't know how they get in the house. Y'all, have I ever told y'all what happened to us when we first moved into this house? We were noticing stink bugs in the living room all the time. We were killing 9 to 10 of them a day in the living room, and we couldn't figure it out. Was it our first year here?
Yeah, that was our
Second year here. Yeah. We noticed that they were all concentrated in the living room. So Steven decided he was going to take a flashlight and look up the chimney. You know, we have a fireplace in our living room. So you open the, what's that thing called? The flue?
Yeah.
And he opened it. He looked up there and he was like, he said, honey,
Thousands.
they are covered. He couldn't even see any brick.
Thousands of them.
They were lined in our chimney. And then our flue will not close all the way. Like, it always has a little bit of a crack in it. That's how they were coming in. They were coming in through that. And so we were having 9 to 10 of them a day in the living room.
Yeah.
If one of those fly by your head, if you've never heard a stink bug as it flies by you, it's very
The
loud.
attack of the stink bugs.
It was so bad. So we called our bug guy, and he said, well, I can come out there, or y'all can just go get a bug bomb. Turn off your pallet light in your fireplace. Tent your fireplace really well. Like, we had to get a tarp and kind of tent it over it and pull the plug and just open the flue and just bomb it. So we went outside, and you could see, you could just see all of them, not all of them, but most of them were flying out along with like the fog of the bug bomb. It was so bad. Oh, my stars.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. So ever since then, we have to be creative on how we close up the chimney around that time of year when they start coming, which is usually like late August, early September is when they start showing up. And then they kind of die off when it starts to get really cold. But we have to put a really tight screening with a really small opening on the top of our chimney.
Yeah.
Steven has to get up on the roof and do that so that they don't come down in the chimney, because otherwise we'll have thousands in our house, basically, in our chimney.
We still get some.
Yeah, we still
Obviously,
get some.
but
Yeah.
not that way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here and eat these cookies while you talk.
All right, y'all. That's going to do it for today. Bye.